Marcus Smart made his return after a 6-game absence with back spasms. Marcus Smart did not begin the season available because of tendinopathy in his Achilles. Obviously, that's something you need to take very special care of. Achilles tears are unfortunately in vogue in the NBA right now. So anytime you're dealing with anything around the calf area, guys are going to be extra cautious. Teams are really going to be careful. Marcus Smart's had injuries over the last couple of years on top of it, but he made his return last night and made his presence felt in a very big way. 26 points off the bench in 28 minutes. He made 8 threes in 14 attempts from behind the line. And to be clear, I don't think 8 threes or 14 tries are going to be a regular thing for Marcus Smart. I don't even think, frankly, it's a good idea if they are a regular thing. I don't know if I want Marcus Smart taking that many threes, and I wouldn't count on him making that many threes. But it was something the Lakers really needed last night. I thought defensively, you could feel his impact in a lot of ways. There was a play where he stripped De'Aaron Fox on a drive in the lane, and that ended up leading to Luka setting up Jackson Hayes for a pick-and-roll dunk. I thought his presence in the first half and the second quarter in particular started picking up the Lakers' collective defensive intensity. There was a play later on in the game where De'Aaron Fox tried a spin move on Marcus Smart without really being able to fake him. It led to De'Aaron Fox losing the handle, ended up on the floor diving for the ball with Rui, jump ball. The Lakers get the possession, and Luka ended up getting to the basket. Marcus Smart and Rui, ironically, for the conversation I'm about to get into, were the only two Lakers in the positive for the plus-minus. And the Lakers' defensive issues that we've known about on paper for this team, even at full strength, we could tell. JJ has acknowledged this is not a team that on paper profiles as particularly strong defensively. You know, they're going to have to be better than the sum of their parts. They don't have a lot of point of attack defenders. They don't have a lot of high-end wing stoppers. You know, I think DeAndre Ayton and Jackson Hayes have been working hard to be lane deterrents, but they are not classic or highly established rim protectors. Like, these are all guys that are going to have to work to be the best version of themselves collectively, but also at the same time, I feel like you need to make sure you're at least giving yourself the best chance possible when it comes to the floor combinations. And it comes also to getting yourself out to the best start. And I feel like at this point, we have enough evidence that assuming the Lakers are confident they can keep Marcus Smart on the floor, Marcus Smart needs to move into the starting lineup. Like, he just needs to be in that first 5. Because a starting 5 of Luka, Austin, LeBron, Rui, and Ayton can be explosive offensively. And those 5 can play off each other well offensively, although I still think they're not maximizing themselves, and I'll get into that in a second. But the defensive issues are so glaring and so obvious and, frankly, I think impossible to overcome because you're always having one guy, and it's always Rui, guarding out of position against guards or small wings because it's not going to be Luka, it's not going to be LeBron, and DeAndre Ayton truly makes no sense doing that. So it's always going to be Rui, and Rui is always being put in a position where he's not being utilized properly defensively, and his defensive weaknesses are exacerbated even more. And it's unnecessary. And I know before you didn't have Marcus Smart, but now that you do, I feel like at this point, there's really no other option. There's no other sensible option than putting him in the starting 5, rebalancing the rotation so you have at least 2 guys now between him and Austin who are at least meant to be checking guards, meant to be checking wings. But also, too, I think you need to do this because the bench needs scoring, and Rui's not really being regularly utilized as a shooting threat, as a scorer, as it is anyway. Rui last night, let me take a quick look at he had 4 shots in this game. 4 shots. He spent most of the night sitting on 2. He had a usage in this game of under 6. He barely touched the ball. We are not far removed from a game where Rui had 1 shot and a usage of, I'm not joking, 1.7. He had a first quarter usage of 0.0. And this happens in large part because between Luka, LeBron, Austin, and DeAndre Ayton, there's not enough shots to go around. There's 3 ball handlers who are often moving the ball between each other or creating their own shots. And I get it. It's Luka, it's LeBron, it's Austin. You're looking for them to do this, but Rui's the best 3-point shooter on this team. He's 5th on the team in attempts. If you go per 36 minutes, he's actually 6th on the team in attempts. He's not actually being fully utilized as a starter anyway. So at this point, I feel like you're not getting the most out of him as part of the starting 5 offensively, and you're just exacerbating the problems that Rui provides in that starting 5 defensively. At this point, it just doesn't really make sense.